Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. So we have an interesting new LED bulb. These you get them at the ramma, and they're called Electra. So they have remote controls and they screw into regular sockets. So apparently you're supposed to get 30,000 lumens, 4 modes, 16 colors. So if you see my LED strips in my room lit up, like now, okay, you can do some funky stuff with these things, which is kind of neat. So the whole idea here is these light bulbs can actually do the same sort of thing according to the package. So we are going to unbox these things and hook them up. Now what I want to show you, so I get the camera angle correct, you'll see that's a whack load of light, which is kind of nice, but it can be a little nasty at the camera too, which I'm kind of hoping we can change that with these being hopefully a little bit less brighter, but still give me enough brightness to, you know, not have to walk around like a blind man in here type of thing, right? So I can still do videos and have enough brightness for that. But also I want to be able to do the remote thing, so this way I don't have to mess with my light switch in the room. I can just have one of my remotes and go click, click, and change colors, do what I want. If I want to do some really fun video with having these things do some crazy stuff along with the other strips, I can do that as well. So that's kind of the idea. So what we're going to do is we're just going to open these right on camera here, and then we'll hook them in and see what happens. So anyways, for $4 a pop, I figured it was worth a gamble. And my wife and I were actually talking in the lineup, actually, at Dollarama, just shooting garbage about these things. Now there's a little strip here. You just pull the strip out, and that activates your battery. So we'll put that away. We won't have to use a separate remote, I don't think, for each one. They should all run off the same remote. I've got a pile of LEDs kicking around the house, and they all share one remote so far, so it's kind of like, wow, that's kind of nice. You have spare parts, right? So if we can do that, that'll be really handy. So, but always looking for different solutions. So this is kind of like another sort of, in a sense, smart tech, except in this case, you're not using your phone or your tablet or your iPad to control this stuff when you're away from home. You have to actually be home to control these things. So that's 2 remotes. So we're going to change these over and see how they go for brightness here. Now what I have now are LED bulbs, but they're just a standard LED bulb. That's it. So that starts out red. Wow, that actually runs my other lights too. Well, ain't that interesting? Okay, so we need to pull my power grid offline for those. Off, on. Okay, so already we have one problem going on. Well, let's grab another bulb, see what happens. That one lit up red. Okay, I think, oh, okay, it was popped out a little bit, maybe. No, turning that on or off. Maybe the battery's dead. That is possible. We'll have to activate another remote in a minute, because this remote does not seem to be functioning. Okay, so right now it looks like we got 3 red colored bulbs, but we need to be able to make use of these things. There's blue. There's supposed to be white. Red, green. That's what they call white. Well, that is actually not going to work in here very well. Unless I can make these go brighter. Yeah, that's the top brightness setting. So let's check out this other remote. So let's go to blue. So we definitely got one dead remote. That might just be a battery. Let's check this one now. Off, on, blue, white, okay, so we can get right up close and we can individually change the colors. Oh, we gotta be careful how we do that angle. Well, I guess it's hit or miss. But that's looking like the brightest we're going to get. So we do have 2 working remotes, so that at least is good. That's funny, that's a different remote from... Okay, that's my... Oh, actually, that's my main remote for my other lights. Okay, so... Off, on. Off, on. Off, on. Okay, so we do actually have 3 working remotes, so this one's starting to work now for some reason. But this is their white light. Well, so here's the deal. They're not the brightest, and that is definitely not looking like the amount of lumens they claim. And that is definitely really not that bright in here. So what we're going to have to do is plug my strip back in. And on, white. So if we do this, yeah, that's really not, well, that's not bad. It's still a little darker in here than what I would like. And I've got my strip that goes along my wall. As you can, it goes off there. That's actually on its white light setting. And that's going to be, yeah, that's the brightest it goes. And actually, yeah, so this remote will not control the Electras from the looks of things. No. So that won't control the Electra. So I actually probably grabbed the wrong remote to start with. Okay. Get those mixed up. Blue. Let's check the modes at least. So there's our flashy mode. That's kind of... oh, that's neat. Now what I'd like to try and do is red. Hit or miss. I'm not going to be able to get red, green, blue going. But for a white light, that's as bright as it gets. This would be okay in an RV trailer, like the guy I was talking to in the lineup. He uses them in his RV trailer, and they're perfect because they will save you a boatload of energy. The thing is even for a white light, that doesn't even really look white to me. That's kind of a very dullness. I do have Smart Tech bulbs around here that can get really bright on the white, or I can calm them to any other color into the rainbow. So I may have to put those back in. I was kind of hoping this would work for me though, but it kind of does and it kind of doesn't. So I'm going to fire up my webcam here on my Mac, and I'm going to take a look and compare pictures. I mean, this is not bad, you know, like what we're looking at here. See on my Mac with this light, it's a little bit brighter than my Logitech camera on my PC beside me, but the Mac is grainy. But this camera here, this one, is not grainy. It's actually quite clear. So that means the Mac doesn't have enough light coming at it. However, I do have a LED light that I can point at the ceiling to get things a little brighter in here. So I guess if I used my LED light that I have, it's a touch sensor light. It's got 3 levels. If I use it in conjunction with my strip lighting and those lights, it's kind of bright enough. You know, I think it'll be bright enough. It should be just fine. On their own, though, I mean, you can see the frame of the light fixture, which we didn't really see with the other LED bulbs that were in here. So that's kind of a thing there. So I want to try one little experiment. We're going to pull one of these out, and I'm going to pull the center one out. And I'm going to replace it with just a standard LED bulb. See, now that's white. Now that now adds enough light at my Mac camera, no more grainy, well, very minimal, and definitely still clear on the Logitech cam on my PC. And it gives me a bit brighter stuff in here. So what I could do with this is point that more toward the ceiling, point these more on an angle, like so. See, they look more like a bluish tin, like a really, I don't know how you actually explain it. So what we get here, if we turn off these LEDs and just leave the one on, because we can't control this one, it's really, lighting difference really isn't much. It's so minimal. So, that's quite interesting. So let's go blue on my light strip. Put that on. Let's go blue. That matches at least. So really they're no brighter than my main light strip. Now I am going to be investing in another light strip to go along the bottom of my board, which, you know, I could do that in white and stuff to add more brightness to the room. I just get very annoyed at the lighting sometimes in here, where I'd like to have a specific angle, but then the camera gets blinded because of the angle from the lighting. And I only have so many options in the size of room I have and the way things are built where my closet is, that I can move things around. So I may have to do some compensating of switching some stuff around just to be able to maybe run the brighter lights. I don't know. I was kind of hoping this would work, but it looks like it's not going to work very well in all, which does kind of really suck. Now the question is which one is which? That's warm, so that should be the one I pulled out. But for $4 a piece, guys, I mean, it's a good deal, you know, and it's going to give you lighting that you can work with to a certain point, but don't expect it to light up your entire room the way it was before with brighter bulbs or brighter LED bulbs, because it's just not going to do that for you. Like, this is the most you can really expect. I mean, it's not a lot. And the camera is actually showing that it actually looks a little brighter in here. It's actually a little darker, but I mean I can see everything on the floor. I can get around, but for the kind of lighting I would want to even do a video in here, I'm definitely going to have to turn those lights on, and I'm going to have to get the bottom set. So I guess I'm going to go on the internet in a few minutes onto Amazon and order another 16-foot LED strip, so I can put that around the bottom base, and maybe that'll cure my problems and I can leave this, because I would really like to have just nothing but this LED stuff. And I don't mind running it off little remotes instead of my iPad or my iPhone. And I'm not concerned with running the stuff when I'm out of town or whatever, it's like I just turn it off and that's it, you know what I mean? So that goes off, and that's it. And that's what we get with no light. Well, we still got this light on. So there's absolutely no light. Now we're in the blind. The camera will refocus. So this is exactly what we get, and that's without having that helper of the other lamp I got here. So, yeah, interesting. So I want the opinion of somebody else. So, honey, can you come in here for a minute? Yeah, that's as bright as they go. So that's what we get. That's what they call a white. They call that white. And then of course we got blue, we got green, we got red. It's a hit and miss if you can. I'd like to try and get one color of each going, but it's kind of virtually impossible.
Yeah.
I don't know how I would shield. I might be able to shield the sensor. Maybe. But I like to go like red, blue, green kind of thing. But that's, of course, they're white. So if you combine that, we turn that on, put that on white. Now if I get the other 16-foot strip underneath, that might be just enough extra brightness to get away with everything.
Nice. Yeah.
Like I got a nice picture here, and this is still a little grainy. I can still turn this on if I need some extra light, like down this way kind of thing.
You can modify
so I can
for the condition.
So I might be able to go away. Definitely got to get another 16-foot strip, and I think that should do the trick. So we'll have to.
That works.
I'm gonna go on Amazon.
Because those smart tech ones are a pain in the butt.
Well, they are, and if the power goes out, we got to reset everything.
And then you lose everything if you hit the switch.
Oh yeah.
Absentmindedly, you reset.
That's better than these things that are super bright. So.
Yep.
Anyways, guys, that's what I got for you, and that's my wife's opinion, what she thinks. So, if you're interested in these things and you think you can make use of them, they are a lot of fun because you can make lights dance kind of thing, and change some colors and all that weird, stuff.
Wow!
Does some really neat things. Actually does some stuff that my LED strip doesn't do. But if it's something you can use, I mean, for $4 a pop, hey, why not, And it's going to definitely save your hydro bill massively over even the LED bulbs I had in there, or if you're using incandescent bulbs, definitely a massive savings over incandescents. But things are going to be a little bit darker than they were. That's the only thing.
But it's better than too bright.
Oh, yeah, better than too bright, and at least you can change colors for mood and stuff.
You can add lights. Like the ones on the ceiling there, you can...
Exactly. So, and I do have other ceiling LEDs too. Yeah. So anyway, I think they're worth the money as far as the price tag goes and what you get for the money. They're worth what you get for the money. For my purpose, though, it didn't quite work as hoped. So, I would like to see these at a 3 3/4 out of 5. I know that's a little bit harsh. I mean, they do work perfectly fine. It turns out I did have the wrong remote in my hand originally, so it's a problem with having too many remotes. So all 3 remotes work fine. We've tested those. But nothing's perfect. They're not as bright as... I mean, I really don't see that being 30,000 lumens, to be honest. But, I mean, I could be wrong, and maybe that is 30,000 lumens, but... It's still, even for what's supposed to be white according to the remote, that's not really all that white. That's more like a very soft, super soft cloud white, really, if you want to call it that. It almost looks like a bluish tinge, you know. Hey, you know what? In an RV trailer, that's going to save your batteries and your solar recharge system, you know, when you're running on batteries in your trailer. Because let's face it, I mean, yeah, they usually put regular standard 12-volt bulbs in trailers, but hey, why not switch everything over to this sort of thing, LED? And you can change colors too in different areas of your trailer if you wanted to. Good in the house though too, if you just need some accent lighting and you don't want it really powerful. Definitely is also a good go for that sort of thing. Just for my purpose, it's going to mean I got to definitely now go spend the money now on those LED strips to finish off my bottom end, and hopefully that gives me enough extra brightness that I want in the room, but without being over powerful for the cameras when I'm recording videos too. So that's kind of, I need that mediocre level. It's kind of like it's too hot outside or it's too cold. You want that just right temperature, good luck, you know, I mean, but we may be able to get some kind of a compromise going with these lights in the end. So thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. I enjoyed doing this for you guys because, yeah, you know, anything tech I'm in. Lots of fun. Now I got to deactivate 2 of these batteries, I think. You know, anyways, no problem. I got the little strips that go back in. So, see ya.